So if you're not a part of the percentage that has miraculous genes, you're grouped with most of the population who've had to endure acne. But now that phase is over and you're left with scars to remember the times, the bad times. Medical esthetician and lobotomist Michelle Veron is here. It's Veron.
Vernon.
Vernon is here, and she's going to clear things up. Morning, Michelle.
Morning, Delia.
Welcome
How
to
are
Smile
you?
Jamaica. It's morning time.
Thanks
First
for
of all,
having
what
me.
causes acne? Because there was a time when people thought, okay, it's a teenage thing, it's just hormones. What causes acne?
Okay, well, acne can affect all ages, naturally. And there's certain triggers. What you eat can definitely flare up on your skin, and then what you put on your face can definitely have some breakouts. There are different types of acne. So in simple terms, you have whitehead, you have blackheads, you have the pimples that you can squeeze and pus comes out, and then you have the cystic acne, which is basically tender to the touch, so and they swell and they just leave a lot of blisters.
Blisters and marks.
So, yes, so they're all caused by different factors. Whiteheads, blackheads, usually by makeup and congestion. Pimples can be also hormonal and by makeup, and cystic acne is just straight up hormonal.
Is it important to know what causes and what are the different types
Yeah,
in
man,
order
it's
to treat
definitely
them?
important because they all have different methods of basically relieving and treating the acne.
Yeah. Now, I've seen some skin, and sometimes people say, my skin is so bad, and they feel it can never be repaired. Once the acne is done with it, it's scarred, a lot of things happen. Is there any way to rejuvenate or get the skin back?
Unfortunately, that's one of the effects of acne. It does leave the skin scarred, hyperpigmentation, the spots on the face, that tends to linger even after you treat the acne. So you have to
Yeah.
use some form of a brightening regimen to help to minimize and lighten the spots. And then the worst case scenario, you have the holes in the face, the ice pick scars. Those take a long time to treat. Usually you can improve it, but not completely remove it. Correct.
But it is treatable because I've seen some people.
You definitely get improvement with the holes in the face. Definitely.
All right, so let's say there are four of the most effective treatments for acne scars. One, microneedling.
Microneedling for sure helps with the acne scars. That's again the holes in the face. So once you're microneedling, you're inducing collagen. And collagen helps the skin to contract, basically get smaller and tighter, so therefore the holes are not as big. Microneedling is definitely one of the ways. On top of that, I would recommend laser because the laser is also going to speed up the collagen process. The main way of alleviating all that is definitely improving collagen for a tighter, smaller hole.
Oh, so we see here wrinkles, stretch marks, scars. So it's all areas of the skin. I mean, right now,
Correct.
because we're saying acne, so that's another thing I need
It's
to clear up.
basically just to improve collagen.
Because when we say acne, a lot of people automatically jump to the face. But you can have acne
on
all
your
over
back,
the skin.
on your chest, on your bottom, acne can definitely flare up in those areas.
Oh, man. Dermal fillers.
Dermal fillers, I wouldn't, well, that would be for ice pick scars, but it's really a 50-50. That's a worst case scenario.
Oh, wow. And then you did mention laser. It says you use a light to punch holes in the collagen in the skin.
Correct.
Without physically piercing the skin.
Correct.
So there's minimal damage.
Minimal.
Because sometimes I wonder if when we do these treatments to the skin, am I harming the skin? But the laser seems to be a pretty...
It's pretty safe, but
Yeah.
the weird thing is you have to create some form of a damage to the skin for it to heal and come back better. Like all the treatments for the skin, chemical peels, lasers, they're creating some form of a control wound. Those control wounds now help the skin to improve and basically become better.
I'm glad you said that because sometimes I can see people's face and they'll say, oh, I just had a chemical peel. And me say,
and it
huh?
looks scary, I know, but it definitely looks better after 2 to 4 weeks. Yeah.
Well, you know, I guess your face took a while to get there. So we just spoke about it, the chemical peel. What happens? This says it uses a strong acid to remove the top layer of the skin to help reduce deeper scars.
If you're treating acne, there's the main chemical peel for acne would be salicylic acid. But if you definitely want to improve the acne scars, TCA tends to be a stronger peel. That has to be done by a professional because it can do irreversible damage. So one thing when you're doing chemical peels, make sure you go to a licensed professional because the damage can be irreversible.
Wow.
Correct.
Wow. Does skin type matter? Because, like, would it be that for some skin, the chemical peel wouldn't work because the skin is too sensitive.
If it's too sensitive and prone to scarring, hyperpigmentation, and keloid, it's definitely a no-no.
Definitely. I know. So it's important to know how your skin.
You have to assess the skin before
So when you
you
go
give
in,
the
let me
treatment.
start there. So when you go in now, Michelle, what are some of the questions? Because sometimes you're going to see people with certificates and in your mind you say, okay, this person is trained.
Correct.
But what are some of the questions that you probably should ask to decide whether or not this is where I should get treatment?
Do your research before you go and try to get some advice, because naturally most people are going to tell you what they think would work for you. You also have to do your due diligence and know if they're talking facts or fiction. On top of that, you want to know that they're licensed, how long they've been in practice, and see some of their client history, their track record. Definitely in that
Definitely
regard.
important. And probably read up a little bit about what you think is happening with your skin as
Absolutely.
well.
So when she's telling you or he's telling you something, you know if that sounds true or close to the truth. So you know whether they seem to know what they're doing.
Are we on the cutting edge of technology here in Jamaica? We seem to be.
Yes, we are. We are, definitely.
Yeah. All right, so that's acne. And okay, so these are some of the things that we can do externally. Is there anything that we can do internally in terms of nutrition? People always say, you know, drink a lot of water and it will help your skin. Is that really true?
Well, what you eat definitely reflects on your skin.
Ah!
So drinking a lot of water helps to relieve the toxins, but also factors in treating acne would having a good acne protocol, removing the makeup. Because even if you're eating incorrectly and the things flare on your face, how are you going to treat it after? The right products will help you gear towards basically cleansing, toning, exfoliating, and then using a topical to improve and maintain the
Because
skin.
it's important that you can do the peels and everything and then you have a
You
problem
have
that
to
recurs.
maintain it because there's nothing that's permanent. You can do the treatment and then it comes back. But what prevents it from coming back is a good protocol at home. Removing the makeup, using warm water, using a toner with some cotton and wiping the face to make sure everything comes off. After you see that the cotton is clean, then you apply your toner again and then you apply your acne serum.
What does a toner do?
The toner helps to restore the pH balance, and the pH is what basically maintains the skin's integrity. So if the pH is off, then you tend to get a flare-up. So maintaining the skin's integrity will therefore minimize the possibilities of getting acne.
All right, Michelle, you know your stuff.
Thank you.
Where can we find you?
I have two locations. So one is in Kingston, that's 20 Constant Spring Road in Mall Plaza, and the other one's in Fairview in Montego Bay.
All right, awesome. So look out for her medical esthetician, and the bottom is Michelle Vernon. We're going to wrap things up here on Smile, so don't go away. That's 10 minutes to your health. We'll do it again next week.
Thank you.